Good Shabbos, good afternoon, good morning, everybody, from Rabbi Shemesh, and this is the last Shabbos of the year. And Kol Holech Achar Chitam. Whatever we do with this Shabbos, we have the ability to kind of improve and to kind of join together, really, all the fixings and all the things of the past Shabbos of the whole year. And there's a story that the Rosh Salanter said the mashal of this time of year, or Elul, is a train. You imagine a train's going down the tracks, downhill for 11 months, and the train then decides to go back up, but to make it a month. So for 11 months it was going one direction, downhill, and now it has to try to make it back where it started, 11 months, in 1 month, uphill. And that's kind of really what Elul is the last month, we're trying to correct, we're trying to fix, we're trying to, get on track. There you go. Get on track to where we started the year, doing, last year, Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Sukkot, and then, things went off the rails, I guess. This is kind of really what we are. And the last month, but also really the last Shabbos. There's a certain schus that we can improve. This Shabbos, we can be attacking all the other, not just days, but all the Shabbos in the whole year by this Shabbos. So we have to try to think, is there something I could do? Adam Chavero, Adam Lamakom, sing one extra song, say another Dvar Torah, learn, enjoy Shabbos better. And this is kind of would seal up the year, that we can kind of put a nice bow on the year, and say that we ended off on a good spot. The goal always goes after the end, how we end the year. One of the interesting thoughts that the Pritzadik mentions is you look in the first parsha, the first pasuk in nitzavim, kulchem hayom roshechem shiftechem. It says kulchem, but then it mentions all these other areas: roshechem, shiftechem, shotrechem, kol ish Yisrael, tavchen, gercha, chotei tzecha. So all these different professions, all these different levels. And the point that Pritzadik brings down is, first of all, kulchem l'fnei Hashem, that you're all before Hashem, and it doesn't really matter if you're Roshechem, if you're Shiftechem, if you're a leader, if you're a follower, if you're the head of a shevet, you're head of a shul, whatever it is. We're all kulchem. We're all very important. We're all unique, but we're all part of the Klal Yisrael. And this lesson, no matter what you do, no matter how connected you are, is important. People that are not connected to Klal Yisrael should feel that they're part of Klal Yisrael and be part of the tzaddik group, but also people who are tzaddikim. Don't think that, I'm a great tzaddik, I can stay by myself. I can learn in the corner. I don't have to be friendly with other people. I'm a tzaddik, I'm great, everything's fantastic, and everything's fine in the world with me. But no, the opposite. Even a tzaddik has to feel we're not complete unless everybody is part of Klal Yisrael. It wasn't just Moshe speaking to the great people, and no, Moshe is talking to everybody. Everyone has to be part of this El Klal Yisrael. And Lasadovo, we're all going to be equal. We're not going to even learn from each other. We're all going to be in the same level, just like the people at Chris Yamsuf all saw the Shekhinah. We're going to be being able to be on the same level as everybody. We're all going to see Hashem very clearly. As mentioned, we're all going to be in a circle and be able to point to the Shekhinah. In a circle, there's no far and close. Everyone's kind of equidistant to the center. There you go. This is kind of what the thought process we want to have going into Rosh Hashanah. That we're not by ourselves, and we don't want to be judged by ourselves. Who amongst us can really stand on their own 2 feet and say that they're great enough that we won't judge them by themselves? The Gemara Ne'erachim that we had this past week in our Chabura is that even the Avos, Hashem says the Avos cannot be judged by themselves. Kam v'kama, we have to look at other people. We have to kind of be connected to other people, or else we're not really going to have anywhere to have a good year. There's no reason for Hashem to give us a good year if we're not going to help other people. This is interesting. I got this Binal Itim from Oregonus, from Pesach, and each week they have a nice, different Torahs, different Chassidish stuff. So this week quotes the Divrei Avraham, who Avram Dov Berish Mendelssohn, and this was from about 100 years ago. He wrote a shtickle piece, Hanistos Shemkenu Vadniglos. There's things that are closed, Lashem Lakenu, Vadniglos, things that are open, Lo V'nenu Ad Olam. And he brings down that there's two people that he contrasts. You have Chanoch and you have Abraham. You have Chanoch, who? Exactly. So Chanoch, it mentioned in Bereshis, Parakeh, that Chanoch walked with Hashem, fine, and then Hashem took him, and Kinenu, he was gone. Abraham, on the other hand, Mishalech, also walked with Hashem, but Abraham, we know a lot about Abraham. We know his whole life about Abraham. And the difference is, Chanoch was a tzaddik by himself, which is fantastic, did great things, but that's it. We don't know anything about him. We don't know what he did. All we know is he served Hashem, and then at the end of his life, Hashem took him, and that was that. So Nistros Hashem Akenu, close things, it's Hashem and Chanoch, fine. But Niglos, Lon V'nein Adolom, but things that are out in the open, that is forever. And a person has to think that it's not just me in my little corner, but how can I affect other people? The way I daven, the way I go to shul, the way I'm learning, the way I do chesed, am I helping other people? Do I find people on the street that are lost, help them out? How do I interact with people? We can't just be by ourselves. In this chus, then we can walk into shul Sunday night and say, I deserve a good year, I deserve a good parnas because I do this for other people. I don't just take my raise and go, I don't know, buy a better car or buy a better pair of shoes, whatever. Then it doesn't really affect anybody, doesn't really affect Hashem. But if you are increasing your tzedakah and you want to have a good parnasa because you're helping other people, or you want to have a good parnasa, this way you can spend more time to do other things. Some people make a lot of money and 20 hours a day they're working like crazy. And some people have a good parnasa, but they have free time to do other things and help out people and do chesed and things like that. So that's kind of what we want. And we have to kind of understand that we must be other people. It's not just what we learned this past year. Did I do something great? Did I learn a lot? Did I go to the doctor every day? Did I make minyan? Did I help other people? Did I help in the Shiva house? Did I help someone who wasn't well? Did I help pay for someone in the grocery if they didn't have any money? These other pieces that we can really then look in the mirror and say, maybe I don't deserve a great year by myself, but because I do other things to other people and I'm part of the klal, then I deserve a good year from Hashem. And hopefully we take this lesson as we're kind of wrapping up this year. Next time we speak, probably the new year. Exciting. Gimel. And hopefully we kind of learn this lesson from the Divrei Abraham, in that while it's great to be by yourself, it's great to have things that are quiet. We're not balgaivas. We don't want to tell all our things and tell all our great attributes. On the other hand, we must be other people. And just like Abraham, who we know all his life and all the things with nigla, and he helped other people, and his name spread all over the world, so too, if we have something that we can kind of impart to other people, we could do it. Other chesed, we want to kind of do this. This way we're not just with ourselves, but we're part of the klal. Shabbat shalom.